I did.
In years past, Providence was so. Yeah, the other 23 to 26. Not bad.
So Providence is the 7th seed, and they're the first 7th seed to make the semifinals since Xavier in 2017. No, it's way earlier than that. It's like 8 o'clock. We're 5:30 and 8-ish.
John, is that right? Tomorrow night?
6:30?
5.
When do you want it to be?
5:30.
When do you want it?
I'd like to play at 5.
I mean, noon.
4?
How about 3 and 5:30 tomorrow?
Okay.
About noon, it's 3.
I'll see what I can do.
Seriously, it's not 7 and 9:30?
It's not 7.
What time is it? 6?
5, it's 5.
5:30 and
You
8.
can come at 7
That's outstanding.
if you want to. See what happens.
5:30.
We're a media-friendly league.
First one's on Fox, the second one's on FS1.
It'd be great if you had actually did not ask me to show up late. That would be fucking hilarious.
Kind of behind it. I actually almost made it. 9:30.
Kevin, it's 5:30 and 8 tomorrow, and then 6:30 on Saturday.
Do I have to come Saturday too?
Do what?
Do I have
We'll
to come
see.
Saturday?
We'll let you know. We'll let you know tomorrow.
We'd love to have you.
Let me know at 10:30. Brown game. I think John Rocket should nullify these times. We do what the Fox says. Was it last year too?
It's been 6:30 for a few years.
How about 5:30? Has it been 5:30?
5:30? No, we just moved to 5:30 this year.
I figured you had veto power.
You figured wrong. Providence is on its way. Their locker room is open right now. Coach Kim English. Jaden Pierre, Devin Carter, and Josh Orduro. Thank you. They have jersey numbers. Whenever you're ready.
A good win for our group. This time of the season, so many different resumes and, happenings throughout the season, but there's some teams that are playing for their lives. I got to talk to Jim Calhoun yesterday a few times, and, those guys are so wise, and I just reiterated his words to our team. We got 40 minutes, ups and downs all season, adverse conditions, less than ideal, mindset and moments, bad shots, bad plays, bad turnovers, bad responses. We got 40 minutes to be our most locked-in selves, and one of our group's best efforts of the season. Thought early against Wisconsin, Marquette, our game against Georgia without both of our point guards. This was one of our best efforts of the season. Really proud of our group. They deserve all the glory.
Questions, please. Right in the middle.
Jaden, Creighton took the lead for the first time in the second half with, I think, about 5-6 minutes left. You then scored Providence's next 7 points. Can you tell me what was going through your head at that point and what you were looking for, how you found success?
Really just trusting our process. I wasn't thinking I had to score the points in that situation. Just really being aggressive, taking what the defense was giving me and trusting our offense.
Peter on the left.
Kim, was that toughness for the Capital team?
Yes, it was. Toughness, togetherness, and what was my third? Toughness, what was the third thing I said before the game? Toughness, togetherness. No. I thought I was teeing you guys up. It was intelligence. No, it was intelligence. It was intelligence. Toughness, togetherness, intelligence. That was another one. Intelligence. We're tough. You have to be. I talked about it yesterday. We talked about if you're not prepared in this league or focused, it's like a cannonball going through your chest. If you're not tough in this league, don't even field the team. So we're tough. We've been tough. You have to be tough to play in this conference.
Right here.
Coach, after you got the tech, your team just woke up.
I got a tech? Oh, I didn't know that. Sorry.
Devin just went crazy and started getting steals, basket after basket. What kind of happened to that whole series for you guys?
I thought Devin got a clean block and a great play. And in a game of this magnitude, I lost my way a little bit, or a lot of bit. But they've had to hold me back a few times this season throughout, and these guys, Bryce Hopkins was pulling on my trousers, telling me to calm down. And I did, and I thought our guys responded really well.
Right here.
Jim, talking about toughness, I know depth is everything for you guys, but to see the block and Carl Brown and the way that he finished the game, just having the toughness displayed.
Yeah, it was Michael Jordan-esque, weak side, help block down low, great play. Started with the wall up. I think it was Slim who was playing fighting for his life against such a great big. All of our guys make plays after play, especially Devin.
Second row.
Hey, Coach, so you are trending on Black Twitter. The exact Twitter.
Come on, Black Twitter.
They like your
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
And so they're wanting to know who this, what's his marital status. You know.
I think that's our first marital status question in tournament history.
The exact question is, do you fall single or in the house? Someone asked me to ask you.
You could pass.
No comment. I'm locked in on this team. I'm locked in on our team right
Third row,
now.
Third row right here.
Coach, just as a basketball fan, if you put that hat on right now, when you watch what Devin does every night on every facet of his game, just talk about that a little bit.
He's a warrior. You know, he texted me when Bryce went down that he was going to take his stuff to another level. You know, and he did. Really proud of him. I enjoyed watching him. A few moments throughout the season, I'm just in awe. He's once in a lifetime.
Brendan on the left.
This is for Kim. Kim?
Yeah, Brendan.
Hi. Talk about Rich Barron and Corey Floyd. You know, both of them hit big shots at key points for you in different parts of the game.
Yeah, we give our guys a ton of confidence. You know, when Bryce went down, we didn't ask anyone to be Bryce Hopkins, but we asked everyone to just be the best version of themselves. If our guys are open, we tell them to shoot it. If they're not open, we tell them to pass it. So our stuff hasn't changed.
Kevin?
Josh, we know your marital status. You made that a big deal this year. With your foul trouble, can you just talk about kind of balancing that foul trouble and what everyone else did to bail you out?
For sure. I mean, like Coach talked about, this is a game with a really high magnitude, and I think I was a little overzealous for a couple of plays and did things that I shouldn't be doing that we talked about. But I'd like to credit my teammates. They helped me keep my head and make sure I was locked in for the last couple of minutes, and we came out with the dub.
And are you guys thinking about the NCAA tournament?
I mean, for sure, I think that's in all of our minds, but honestly, the number one thing we're thinking about is the next 40 minutes that we have.
All the way on the right, Ian.
Hey guys, question for Devin. Devin, it had been a while since you took a shot and then you made the shot that gave you guys the lead at the end of the game. What did it mean to you to come through for your team in a must-win game in that moment?
Yeah, I'm just glad my teammates, they have the confidence in me to, make the plays, and make the right reads and everything. So, just going off of them, I feed off their energy, and they gave me the confidence to get the bucket.
Dana, in front.
Devin, this was obviously a huge moment for this entire program. You kind of seem to kind of personify what this team is a little bit about. Can you explain your mindset going into this game, like how you walk on the court, what's going through your head, and what were you thinking that you need to get done here?
I think it was a must-win game. We want to keep our tournament dreams alive, and we also want to get a Big East championship. So we knew coming into the game that we have another 40 in us, and that was just the mindset. Just everybody have great energy, great Leo, and discipline, and see where it takes us.
We're going two more right there on the right.
This one's for Devin. It appeared you got injured at some point later in the game. You showed visible signs of exhaustion. What was it that kept you motivated, pushing, and going through it all?
Yeah, just knowing that it was a must-win game. I mean, I looked over at Baylor and Cockburn. I knew that they haven't came out the game, so I was like, why? Like, I know I can do the same thing as well. So it's just motivation, seeing them pushing through it and try to outlast the opponent.
All the way in the back.
Coach, this will go for the players too, but discuss the importance of communication and defensive switches, especially with an offensive team like Creighton.
Yeah, when you're playing Creighton, Marquette, Connecticut, communication is so important. They run such good stuff. They play at your natural instincts and reactions. So communication has to be over the top to guard them. Our guys did an incredible job to hold this team to 37%, maybe a couple games in the non-con, UNLV, Colorado State maybe. Those guys guarded them well. St. John's a few nights ago. But, yeah, communication is critically important.
Providence, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
See you tomorrow. Right? That's the idea.
Congratulations, that was the biggest win. No one's ever been asked that. Ever.
Oh, well, I mean, somebody's called this.
Creighton is here, please. Baylor Shireman, Coach Greg McDermott, and Ryan Kalkbrenner.
First of all, congrats to Providence. I thought, obviously, a very physical game. We had some chances late. I'm proud that we didn't quit. We weren't quite ourselves, defensively for a good portion of the game. But having said that, Oduro gets 17, but it takes 20 shots. Carter gets 22, but on a low percentage, inefficient. But he, killed us at the free throw line, and thought we had some decent looks from three, and didn't make them. And then during that stretch, I think there was a 3-possession stretch. We missed the front end of a one-on-one. Ashworth had a three that was basically all the way down and popped out. And then we missed 2 free throws the next possession. And when you're trying to win a close game against a good team, we couldn't afford those empty possessions.
Questions, please. No, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. No, it's my mistake. It's my mistake. Questions, please.
In the big scheme of things, and this could be for the guys or coach, in the big scheme of things, when you lose an event like this, which, you're going to be in the tournament anyway, is there any negatives that, other than just losing, going into the tournament? Is it, I guess what I'm saying is, how much of this do you consider a setback?
It's a setback because we came here to win a championship. Now, we didn't have the pressure on our shoulders that maybe some of the other teams that are still playing have. So we know we're going to play next week, and that's a comforting feeling. But we've been to the championship game 4 times. We want to get there again and see if we could knock that door down. This has been a really special group, and they've had a heck of a year. We knew we were getting Providence's best shot, but the other side of it, to your point, we'll go home, we'll get some rest, we'll have an opportunity for a day or two to work on ourselves and maybe sharpen some things up that we need to sharpen up before we find out, who we play next week.
All the way in the back.
Coach, when Oduro got the 4th, was there anything that didn't happen that you wanted to do or you were hoping to do during that time that maybe you wish you could have done differently when he went out?
I thought we were able to establish Kalkbrenner, which we wanted to do in the second half. I didn't think we did a very good job of that to start the game. Now, after watch the film, I also thought we had some pretty good looks that we didn't make, and we've got a bunch of guys that have really shot the ball pretty well all season long. But we wanted to establish him regardless of who was in the game. But obviously, Josh had some big baskets for him.
Right here in the middle.
Coach, Providence held you to just 23.1% three-point shooting. Did you think the Friars did something different that gave you guys trouble in that area?
I have to go until I watch the film. I'd hate to judge that. There were certainly some possessions where we got deep into the possession and we had to take a very difficult shot because of their defense. But there were also a number of possessions where we had pretty good looks, and we didn't knock it down. And that's, it's no secret that's a big part of our offense. 6 of 26 isn't going to get it done for us most nights.
Over here, 10.
Baylor, going off of that last question, you struggled, I guess, you got off to a good start and then struggled in the last 30 minutes or so. Well, what did Providence do, or do you feel like this is like a hiccup, or what can you kind of do to, get back? You've had such a good season, and what can you do to kind of get things back for the NCAA tournament?
You just got to move on to the next game. Trust my preparation. Trust the work that I put in. Steph Curry has games where he goes 2 for 12, and the next game he comes out firing. the guys have a lot of trust. The coaches have a lot of trust in me because of the way I prepare, and nothing changes for me going into the next week. I'm going to prepare like I always do, and sometimes the result isn't always what it is.
We're staying in the middle.
Yeah, Coach, you held Devin Carter to 6 of 16 from the floor today. How hard is it to control or stop keep in check a guy like that?
Yeah, he's so talented, and there's a lot of guys that really made a lot of improvement this year, and certainly Desmond Claude was most improved. I thought Davis at Seton Hall made a big jump, but you could also argue that Devin was one of the most improved players in the league. Which is to improve on what he did last year is pretty incredible. But we had some different guys on him. Trey started on him, got in some foul trouble. Baylor spent a fair amount of time on him. Parabella guarded him some. So we tried to give him some different looks. We tried to keep it out of his hands some. Tried to make his life as difficult as possible. He's just, he's so complete, and he can get to that mid range, and he's creative, and he can get to the rim, and obviously he shot the three well all year. There's a reason he's the player of the year in the league. He's really talented and a very good three-level scorer.
Right in front. No, go ahead. You go.
For Baylor, what role did Ryan play in that comeback you guys had in the second half, both on offense and defense?
I mean, he played a major role. Like Coach said, we were able to get him involved offensively, and a couple times he got offensive rebounds and putbacks as well. And then defensively, he had a couple blocked shots, and in the ball screen coverage we play, he was able to, veer switch on and make Carter's life difficult, and then we were able to switch it back. So he played a big part in it.
In the back, in the center. Go ahead.
As for the guys, you guys have hit the 40-minute mark a number of times this season. Do you want to speak to your preparation that gets you guys ready to take on that load of minutes, and maybe are you going to change anything moving into the tournament as far as you guys get prepared for playing big minutes again?
That's a process that you start all year. I mean, even in the summer, you're kind of going into the year knowing that you're going to be playing a lot of minutes, so that's where it kind of starts. And our strength and conditioning guy, Jeremy, does a really good job of, he's really smart. He knows what he's doing, so you pretty much just say, what do I need to do? And he tells you what you need to do, and if you do it, you'll be able to play a lot of minutes. And, I've been playing a lot of minutes all year, and I feel just normal. You're going to have end of years aches and pains, but I feel good heading into this NCAAs, and yeah, I'll be ready for just another heavy minutes game.
We're doing two more. One right there.
Coach, right here. You had mentioned earlier you might need to iron a couple things out before you guys enter into the tournament. Anything in particular that you think you definitely need to work on a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like the 11 turnovers. We can't, we force 5 and they force 11, and, those extra 6 possessions end up, some of them were breakout points too. So, while 9 points to 4 points and points off turnovers doesn't jump off the page, it's pretty big in a 5-point game. So, we have to clean some of that up. They're not turnovers that are born out of selfishness. They're turnovers about trying to make the right play, trying to get their teammate the ball in a spot where they can be successful. And I thought we made a few foolish decisions at times that we have to clean up. And then defensively, I thought, especially during that stretch in the second half, we lost the point of the screen is so important to our defense and Providence, because we're both playing in drop coverage. Whoever can win that point of the screen, whether it's the defensive player when we're on defense or the offensive player when we've got the ball in the hand, that really dictates the kind of shot you get oftentimes. And there was a stretch there when they made their run where we really lost that battle on both ends of the floor.
Last question right here.
Coach, what does it say about how special this conference is and how deep this league is when Providence is a 7th seed with the Big East Player of the Year, and you guys had a great season, and they gave you trouble all night, and you guys still battled back, but they ended up holding on to win. The league's been great all year,
and it's I think the strength of the league speaks for itself. You've seen St. John's make a great run late in the season. Really every team has had their moments, where they've played really good basketball, and we're one of the few that hasn't really had a sustained tough stretch. We've had some bumps in the road, but we've kind of been able to get through it. And I hope this is just a little bump in the road as we get ready for next week. But the league has been outstanding. I've said it many times. It prepares you for just about anything you're going to see in the NCAA tournament. So I'm hopeful that we get 5 or 6 teams in, and I think once we get teams in there, I think what we've gone through during the season competing against each other really prepares us for what's ahead.
Creighton,
Thanks.
thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir. All right. We'll see you
next week.
somewhere. Somewhere.
Wish I could be here tomorrow. The first one's gonna be fun.
I know.
Second one will be too.
Well, you can stay if you want.
I missed the flight. So,
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. He's what? She was on the list. And so we didn't take her a couple of years ago. We made up an excuse like it's too late, which we can say. Think about excuses. But then, then she came one year. She acted kind of, it wasn't like a stupid question. It was like a black marine question. Like, do you think blacks in sports are out? That's one of those questions. But Larry says she's not on the list there. So he says you can let her in. I don't have to call her. I'm not gonna, I don't wanna call her now. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. What's going on? Kid Johnson. First year. I don't know. I did my reading, you know.
John, I'm sorry.
John, I was just
Yeah.
I was just wondering what time I'm assuming it's at 3:30 the press opens tomorrow, or do you know?
3 p.m. I think it's I think it's 3.
3 o'clock?
I'm pretty sure it's 3, yeah.
All right, thank you.